Hi, I'm Joe Connolly. There's no business like show business. The film and TV production business in New York is so strong from what we hear. We are going to talk to somebody who is very successful in that today, Sallie Slate of Sallie Slate Productions.
Well, there are many ways to get into the showbiz business because it's a serious business. And in New York City, it's worth $8.7 billion. That's wow. A billion with a B, $1 billion. And it employs 350,000 people in New York City. So that's not all actors and directors. That's catering people, that's hair and makeup people, that's drivers, that's people who have an enormous string of vintage cars that they then use in some of these shots. So there are many ways to get into show business.
Well, one way, if you have the vintage cars, would be to get yourself listed with you, right?
Well, you could get yourself listed with me, but my business really says, I say to you, you're a location and you're pretty terrific, and I can help you make more money by opening yourself up to locations, to films. So I'm not a location scout at all, so you have to be listed with me, and then I'll promote you. I market you to any of the productions that are going on in the city.
You're like a realtor who doesn't sell.
Correct.
Right.
That's correct.
You can't buy this place, but you can use it.
But you can use it. You can rent it for your location. You can rent it for 3 to 5 days, depending on the kind of permits that you get from the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment. Yeah, I like that. I'm a real estate agent. When you have a film crew that comes in, they say, this is great. Could we just move this? And can we just paint this? And so you're going to be paid money, but what's the old phrase? There's no free lunch. You have to be mindful of what's going to go on. And that's my job, to make sure my clients are aware.
You also save the production companies a ton of time.
I'm the liaison. So if there's a problem and the elevator isn't working, they come to me and I can get it fixed. And if the people who are in this space, if it's an apartment building or a townhouse or a church, I have some churches, then I'll go to the crew and say, look, you need to do X, you know. Your people need to be not coming in so early and not talking so loud.
Tell us how you got started in this business. I think it's a nice story that people would relate to.
I worked at the American Museum of Natural History for many years, and I did a lot of work with film crews. And one of the best films that I worked on was Night at the Museum. And that was a great story because the museum was initially reluctant to have this scientific institution be seen as the location for a film where dinosaurs come alive at night, because they don't come alive at night. But once they decided to do it, then Night at the Museum came in and they filmed. And it was amazing for the museum because people who had never considered going to this museum came in. I mean, kids, young kids came in, and they discovered that it wasn't just a place of dead things. It was a place of excitement and energy. It was great.
It still drives traffic to the museum
today. Yes. The interesting thing about that movie is that they never filmed inside the museum.
Come on.
They filmed on the steps. They took some blue screen of the whale, of the Easter Island head, but they built the set out in Vancouver.
What if somebody wants to get a film or a TV show shot at their business or their apartment or their townhouse? Any chance in heck?
Sure, I think there's a chance, but you can spend a lot of time trying to find where to go. I mean, you can go to the Directors Guild of America, to the DGA, but it's not so easy. You know, it's really not so easy just to sidle up and make friends with a location department and get them to come in, because you won't know what to ask for and you won't know how to work with them. So if you're in an apartment building and you have a fabulous apartment, you need to be mindful that the building that you're in allows films. And you need to be mindful that the neighborhood that you're in is not on the red zone or the hiatus zone for parking. So it's a little more complicated than it sounds, I think.
Are there a lot of newcomers in terms of businesses coming in? There must be if it's growing. As
Oh,
you
yeah.
said, you just find somebody you know who knows somebody in the film-related industries, and that's how to get in on the action.
Well, that's
Same
one
as
way.
anything.
And
That's one way. What are
that's-
others?
Then what's another way? You develop a service that's unique, and which is what my service is. It's a niche service. Or let's say you're going into hair makeup. You need to know somebody who'll get you on. I mean, some of these jobs are really hard to come by, but suppose you're a caterer. They have all kinds of catering services. Or you want to be a truck driver, a teamster.